Sakshi, and welcome to our show Vastu and Graha Sastra. And now this week, everyone are in festival mood. That too, Diwali festival mood. Diwali is really a special festival in all the festivals. So Diwali is nothing but it is known as Festival of Lights. And mainly, if we are remembering Diwali means we'll remember the row of lamps. Without lamps and without crackers, we cannot imagine the Diwali. So on this special occasion, let's welcome our guest was Deepika Sangi Gupta garu. Welcome Deepika garu. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Preeti ji. And I wish all the viewers of Sakshi TV a very happy and prosperous Diwali.
Thank you. Wish you the same, Deepika ji, from our viewers and from Sakshi team to Deepika ji.
Thank you.
So, Deepika ji, as I mentioned, really Diwali has a special place in all our festivals. So, in our Hindu religion, it will plays a major vital role. There will be a lot background on why we are celebrating this Diwali, and also this Diwali plays a major role in all of the families, regardless of the regions. Too, everyone will celebrate Diwali in their own ways.
Yeah.
So mainly Diwali is the row of lamps, Deepika ji. So normally we will celebrate lot of festivals like Sri Rama Chaturthi and every Sri Rama Navami because Sri Ram Janmadin is on the same day. So why we are not celebrating Diwali? Because the in Diwali we are celebrating only with the light of lamps. So why we are giving that much importance to the lamps on the Diwali day, Deepika ji?
See, Diwali actually it started before Treta Yuga. Lord Rama came in the Treta Yuga. So there are many reasons why the Diwali is celebrated. First of all, on this Dhanteras, like we all buy either new utensils or something of gold or silver, because actually, according when the Samudra Manthan happened, at that time the Lakshmi ji came out of the ocean, right? Which is called the churning of the ocean also. And then on the Diwali, this Lord Narayana went back to the Pekundam with Lakshmi ji. That is why also the Diwali is celebrated. Then the Lord Rama, one of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, also have the victory of good over the evil, like he killed Ravana and then he went back to Ayodhya on that day. This is the second story. And then the third story is that Lord Krishna, another incarnation of Lord Vishnu, so he fed near about 16,000 women from demon Narkasur, and he on the Diwali day he went back to the his kingdom. So Diwali is not only celebrated because Lord Rama went back to the Ayodhya, but there are many other stories which happened on the Diwali. There are many mythological stories connected to the Diwali. So Diwali is being celebrated much before Lord Rama went back to the Ayodhya, and that is why, because this Diwali is always connected to the the killing that darkness inside us with the lights, with the lamps. That is why it is called the festival of the lights, and that is why it is celebrated on the Amavasya. There is a lot of darkness. It is like new moon night, and still we light the diyas, because we light the diyas to to gain that knowledge. It is said that Diwali is victory of good over evil, the lights over the darkness. And how you can kill, if I talk about spirituality also, then how you can kill that inner darkness, just through the knowledge, the light of knowledge. So that is why the Diwali is being celebrated, and that is why, because it is the victory of good over evil, we light crackers, we lit diyas, and we lit diyas in a row, that one by one we are going to step ahead, and we are going to just remove all the darkness from the life.
Yes, absolutely, Deepika ji. And as we both are discussing, like Diwali is full of lights. It can be like people used to light with diyas and people used to light with candles. So based on their convenience, we are celebrating completely with the lights, Deepika ji. So normally the light will give a positive energy to the people when we focus on the lights, and also when we are doing some kind of meditations too, we need to focus on the light. By seeing the light, we need to perform some meditations which will give us a positive energies. So can we know something like what's the importance of lights and how it will gain us some positive energy into our life on especially on Diwali occasion, Deepika ji?
See, as I said, like I have just narrated three stories, right? So, in all the stories, we have seen that, Diwali is a festival where the God has proved that it is at the end of the day, it will always the good who will, have the victory over the evil. It is like always the light which will have victory over the darkness. So, that is why the light has that importance in our life. Because, with the lights, we have to create that inner light in ourselves also, and that comes with a lot of purity, wisdom, patience. Sometimes see in the life, and especially today in the time of virus, we all feel lost at one or the other point of life. Sometimes we don't find the way to go ahead in the life. It can be material, it can be spiritual, it can be the love life, anything. It can be just anything, but sometimes we all feel so lost. So Diwali is that festival which brings the ray of hope, which brings the light into your darkness, that yes, anything can be conquered with our patience, with our wisdom, with our purity. See, this is what the Lord did. Like Lord Rama kept the patience, and with his knowledge, with his wisdom, he could kill Ravana, right? And similarly, in the churning of the ocean, it needs lot of wisdom, patience, and then the goddess Lakshmi appeared from that. Similarly, Lord Krishna, he killed a demon Narkasur with lot of patience, strength, courage, and wisdom. Everything is needed. So these festivals actually, teaches us that every festival has some or the other meaning. So Diwali is the festival which teaches us that with the wisdom, patience, courage, and strength, and if we light inner diyas, like if we light inner light, that is with the wisdom, with the knowledge, then definitely the darkness can be removed from the life.
Absolutely, Deepika ji. Our gods are nothing but our leaders, and also they showed the way how to live our life in a peaceful manner. And they showed in some of the stories like how to come good or evil, Deepika ji.
Yeah.
And second thing is, as we were discussing about the lights, there is some myth going on, like what to use to lit the lamp. Like some people will tell, like we should use only cow ghee to lit the lamps in front of the gods, and some people will tell it should be some different types of oils. So, is there anything we should know about these kind of things regarding on the Diwali special, Deepika ji?
Yeah, see, it depends on region to region. So sometimes in our own customs and culture, we have some or the other stories related. Sometimes some families follow some or the other tradition. But yes, if we use the cow ghee, then that creates a lot of positive aura and positive energy. So if it's possible, then you should light in the evening one diya of this cow's ghee in front of God. And moreover, the Kartik month is going on. So this is the very auspicious month, especially for your spiritual growth, your material growth. So in the evening, near about like 7:38 p.m., one should definitely lit one diya in front of the God with this cow's ghee.
So, Deepika ji, I have one doubt. Like, why we are celebrating Diwali only after 21 days of this year, Deepika ji?
See, Diwali is always celebrated after 21 days of Dashera, because on Dashera, Lord Rama killed Ravana, as we all know. And then, whatever now I'm sharing, you would be surprised to know that I took out this information to clarify this information from Google only. So, Valmiki ji, the sage Valmiki who wrote Ramayana, actually he was teaching love and kush, that whatever happened with, Lord Rama and goddess Sita. So there he has mentioned that from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya, it is near about 3,152 kilometers, which is approximately 1,959 miles. And this much distance, if we cover by walking, then it will take near about 495 hours to 504 hours, approximately this much. And if you divide this by 24 hours, so approximately 21 days came. And this is, see, that was the Treta Yuga when he wrote this. Look at the purity of the sage. At that time, he wrote without any gadgets, without any internet, without anything, without any GPS. And then also he has written that Lord Rama, by walking, like, because at that time they used to use, horses and all. So his army and he took 21 days to reach from the Sri Lanka to Ayodhya. And that is why Diwali always falls after, 21 days of Dashera. And check it out on Google. You can see this information on the Google, that how much time it take one person to walk from Sri Lanka to Ayodhya.
This is really something interesting, and I think a lot of people knows this, but some of us don't know about the story. But including me too, Deepika ji. But really, thanks for sharing that story to us. And Deepika ji, like on Diwali means one day, I mean daily we will do some pujas, and one day we will do it for Lakshmi Puja. So Lakshmi Puja, in the sense, we'll call all the ladies and we will give some tambulas and everything. We there will be a proper manner to do the puja. So can we know like which place we have to perform the puja? So sometimes to manage the crowd, people will choose the different locations, and some people will go to temples to offer to perform the puja, and some people will do in puja. So what will you suggest on the like what's the location perfectly we need to use on the puja time, Deepika ji?
See, for pujan, see, a lot of people do job, a lot of people have their own business or own workplace. So, if you are performing the puja at home, I would suggest the southeast is the best part to perform the puja. And for a workplace, you should perform in the western part of the workplace. It's like for the house, perform the Diwali Pujan in the southeast. Just clean and clear the southeast. And moreover, if there is any kind of blue color in the southeast, then remove it completely, because southeast is one of the major directions for the flow of the money according to the Vastu Shastra. And then there should not be any blue color, because see, south is basically the direction of fire element, and if we create anything related to the water element over there, that obstacle is created in the flow of the money. A hindrance is created in the flow of the money. So don't keep anything blue there. It can be a carpet, it can be curtains or some flowers or something. So just clean and clear the southeast of the house. If you have blue color over there, then also put a 0 watt red bulb in the southeast of the house. And if that is also not possible, then keep some red flowers while doing the pujan in the southeast of the house. And be sure that you have not kept any kind of broken electronics, broken glasses, and broken utensils in the southeast of the house. Offer whatever you are offering to the god over there in the southeast to goddess Lakshmi. So just use everything clean, clear, and neat. And moreover, the southeast is the direction of Venus. And in astrology, we take Venus as goddess Lakshmi only. So southeast is the perfect place for your home. And if we talk about the workplace, so workplace, we need profits, we need gains from the workplace. So west is the best for pujan at the workplace. And then keep everything white over there. See, white is related to the purity, and then the lotus, as it is also the white or the light pink color. So you can keep the west side for the pujan at the workplace.
Okay. So Deepika ji, like, is there any specific colors we need to wear on, especially on Diwali day while performing puja, Deepika ji?
See, for the as I said, for a house, if you are doing, then do it in the southeast. Put more of the red colors, and if you are doing at the workplace, then use more of the white color and do it in the west of the your office or your workplace, as it is possible.
Okay. So regarding to the other festivals, yeah, we will do some cleaning, and we'll clean our puja room and we'll clean our home. That is fine. But especially on this Diwali occasion, we'll clean the entire home. It can be like outside of the home or inside of the home. So cleaning is also the much important thing we need to consider on Diwali festival, Deepika ji. So can you share your thoughts on this? Why cleaning is much important on the Diwali occasion, Deepika ji?
See, as I said, if we connect to the spirituality, so, Diwali is the festival which tells us that, let go of the things. Sometimes because of some experiences in the life, we hold on something, and that, creates the obstacles in, moving forward in life. Sometimes we stuck up in some thoughts, sometimes we stuck up in some emotions. So the Diwali tells us that, let the inner light inside you. so that inner light can be lit just by the knowledge. So that is why the cleaning is very important on Diwali. And see, the scientific reason is that, whatever, see, the goddess Lakshmi, you come only any god. Have you ever heard of any mythological story where the god is born in a very poor family or something? No. Why? Because goddess Lakshmi is herself the goddess of wealth. So wherever she will go, the lord of wealth will automatically come over there. If you look at the temples, the Padmanabham temple, the Meenakshi temple, so everybody has a lot of immense wealth because Lord Vishnu is over there, who is the husband of the goddess Lakshmi, the Lakshmi ji, who is known as the goddess of wealth. So how can they live where there is poverty, or where there is uncleanliness or something? So the god only resides at the place where there is too much of cleanliness. So clean your homes, clean your heart, clean your mind, because on Diwali occasion, if you are cleaning the home only, then definitely the god will come over there for one day. But if your heart is clean, if your mind is clean, if your aura is clean and pure, then definitely he is going to reside in your heart, and he is going to guide you in every step of the life. So that is why the cleaning is important. And moreover, see, as I said in the stories, that God has returned to his place. So you will always welcome the God in a neat and a clean place, right? So that is why the cleanliness of heart and mind and of the house is very important, and hygienic too.
So, as we are talking about the Diwali, Rangoli is the most important thing, Deepika ji. So, previously, every night or Diwali morning, we will used to color and we will used to do all Rangoli. Now, in years, if it is not possible, also we are doing some small Rangoli in front of our puja room, and we need to know what is the importance of Rangoli, and compulsorily we will provide some colors to the Rangoli also, Deepika ji. So can you please explain why that much importance gathered for Rangoli, especially on this Diwali occasion, Deepika ji?
See, rangolis were made because, in earlier days, that was the today we have a lot of beautiful flooring and everything. In earlier days, we never used to have all these things. It was, the cow's dung through which the floors were made. So to beautify them, the rangoli concept came into the existence. And then the rangoli started making rangolis in front of the house to show that something special going on over here. So according to the Vastu, if your house is north facing, then completely avoid the using of red colors in the rangoli. Use maximum of blue color and green color. If the house is east facing, then use green color, red color, even a little bit of blue color can also be used. If it is south facing house, then completely avoid blue color in the rangoli. Take green color and red color. If it is west facing house, then cream, yellow, white colors. These three colors are good to make the rangoli. So if you make the rangoli according to the direction of the house, like according to the facing of the house, then it will give more auspicious results, because then it will see the main door is something like the face of the house. So you are going to beautify that thing. So make the rangoli according to the direction of the house.
Yeah, Deepika ji. And what is the best place to place Ganesh idol and also Lakshmi idol on Diwali Puja, Deepika ji?
See, Ganesh and Lakshmi ji, again, as I said, that if you are doing the pujan at the home, so then place them in the southeast of the house, because southeast is basically the direction of money flow and goddess Lakshmi's direction. So southeast is the best. At workplace, place Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji in the west. So there they will give you more gains according to the Vastu.
Okay. So normally especially on Diwali occasion, Deepika ji, people will start their business regardless of the muhurtas and everything. They'll start completely on the whole day of Diwali. And also if there is already a business, people will start with the new accounts. So is there any tips to them, like how to start on, especially on Diwali occasion, Deepika ji?
See, if somebody wants to start at Diwali, I'll give a very small and easy to do tip. just see in your horoscope what dasha you are going through. So, just pick one diary of that color. Let's say if you are going through Venus Mahadasha, then pick a diary, of a cream color, having some flowers on it. If you are going through Moon Dasha, then also white color. If you are going through Sun Mahadasha, then, a pink color diary or a dark red color. If Mars, then also dark red color. So, just pick a diary with you, which you can keep as like your daily planner or something, and you can write over there. It should be with you. So, it will create more of, abundance. Because if you are, just harmonizing the energies of your Mahadasha and your account keeping book, so, that gives a lot of positive energy. So for your account keeping book or a daily planner, just pick something which is, in coordination with your Mahadasha.
So yeah, Deepika ji, in Diwali festival, Bandhanvar, it's very sacred item to all of us, and based on the regions, there are like different types of Bandhanvar, and also different types of myths are also there. Like we need, if we tie once on the Diwali day, it should not be removed until 3 days. In some regions, 5 days, and there is lot of colors are also used for this Bandhanvar, and different types are there. So, is there anything we should know about Bandhanvar on this Diwali occasion, Deepika ji?
Yeah, see, again, you can pick the Bandhanwars according to the facing of the house. So again, if it is a north facing house, pick the Bandhanwar which has more of blue and green color, avoid red color. If you are picking the Bandhanwar for a east facing house, then again pick a Bandhanwar with more of a green color and the red color. Even the blue is good. If you are picking the Bandhanwar for south facing house, try to pick more of green and red color. But if you are picking up for a west facing house, then something of white and, a little bit of red will also go, but more of white, cream colors, this will be good. Avoid green color over there. So first this thing. The second thing is that I have seen people put the Bandhanwar which have, small Ganeshas in it. So that should be completely avoided. That is the most inauspicious thing, because see, I always say that, understand Vastu or astrology, whatever, in the scientific way, what is the reasoning behind that? So, Lord Ganesha, first of all, he is the, removal of obstacles in the life, and you are keeping him outside the house. Right. The second thing, that Lord Ganesha, once Parvati Ma only put him on the gate as the, doorkeeper, and then what happened, everybody knows. Lord Shiva got angry and he chopped off his, neck, and then the, elephant's head is put on his shoulder and everything. So, avoid keeping Lord Ganesha's idols in the Bandhanwar. If there will be Lord Ganesha as a doorkeeper in your house, then definitely people inside the house have a lot of difference of opinion. And again, there can be a chances, if you are running through a negative dasha, it can be a chances of accident too. So avoid doing that. Otherwise, all kind of bandhanwars are good. And especially if you keep something related to flowers or something, that is the most auspicious thing.
Okay. So on the special occasion day when we are doing the puja and tambulam giving to all the people is mainly a traditional way coming from many years, Deepika ji. So the traditional way changes in the modern life. Previously we used to give like a bitter leaves with some fruits in it. But these days it got completely changed, and they are giving Ganesh idols and also Lakshmi ji idols and some ornaments. I mean, according to their convenience, they are giving different things on the tambulam. So, is there anything we need to know regarding this, Deepika ji?
See, as I said many times in the show, whenever I go for a Vastu visit, I see lot of idols of Lord Ganesha, right? And people usually give me the answer that, my that relative or that friend gifted me this on Diwali, and that's why I'm keeping it here and there, because they gave me with lots of love or respect. See, first of all, according to our Shastras, according to our, scriptures, Indian scriptures, never gift, any God's idol or God's picture as a gift. God is not anything, it is not a decorative item. It's not a gifting item. It's not an item. It is the supreme Lord, right? So you cannot gift it like that way. Never gift it. If you are gifting God's idol or God's picture, or if you are receiving God's idol or God's picture, then, some or the other disharmony comes in the relationship, either with the friends or the family. And this is happening in the normal routine of everybody today. So avoid gifting and avoid taking them as a gift. Don't do that. Because God is, again, as I said, not a decorative item, not a item, not a, something to gift. See, when we do Ganesh Chaturthi, we bring the Lord with immense respect, love, and lots of bhava to our house, right? And, even we cover the face. Similarly, in the Durga Puja also, we cover the face, that much respect we give them, that much love we give them. So how can you transfer, that love and respect? It's like, you have to give them, you have to bring the God in your own house with, a lot of purity. So just avoid doing that. Don't gift and don't receive it as a gift. Diwali is basically the festival of, victory of good over evil, victory of light over darkness. So the best gift, which will create positivity in your life also and in other people's life also, is that gift something related to knowledge. So either a book or a pen or some diaries, something like that. Give that thing. And if you remember, like 20-25 years back when we were kids, I remember that on Diwali, we used to give the diaries to everybody with a pen attached to it. But now that tradition has completely lost. So again, start gifting something related to the knowledge. But again, please avoid gifting Lordess, Goddess Saraswati idols. No, don't do that.
Actually, this is one of the important thing we should know in this modern society, because if they want to show something about their convenience and their richness, people are giving God gifts. I mean, God idols as gifts, and which is, as you mentioned, which is not acceptable and which is not good to us. So really, this is some important note we need to take, Deepika ji. And coming to this, like Vastu Yantra. So this thing, normally in Diwali time, when the people is having Vastu Yantra in the home, they used to get some new Vastu Yantra. And if the people doesn't have any Vastu Yantra in the home, they'll buy one new thing on special on this Diwali occasion. Will this new things will give us a good opportunity to the people in the home, Deepika ji?
See, first of all, according to the Vedas, according to the ancient scriptures on Vastu, there is no concept of Vastu Yantra. This is all modernized thing. So if you keeping the Vastu Yantra at the home, or if you are just doing any kind of ritual with the Vastu mantra on the day of the Diwali, so nothing positive is happening. I'm not saying negative happening, but nothing positive is also happening. It is something like that, if somebody is ill and he or she brings a bottle of a medicine and keeps it in the living area or a family room, and daily just look at that, and you praying and just holding the hand, will you be cured? No. You have to eat the medicine, right? So just keeping the medicine over there does not help. So similarly, if there is any Vastu defect, you need to do the changes in the house, not constructional, but according to the elemental theory, you need to do the changes. So by keeping the yantra, it will not make any positive effect in the house. And if by chance you keep it somewhere in the negative zone, then definitely it's going to emit some negative energies. But in the ancient Vastu, there is no concept like yantra.
Okay. So Deepika ji, like, is there any specially count of diyas we need to put specially on the Diwali occasion? Because normally I heard like in Pujaram only one diya should be there, and also two small diyas should be there. A total count should be in odd number, not at even number. And in some places, people will count the diya should be only in the even number. So is there any special thing regarding to the count of diyas, Deepika ji?
No, nothing special. It depends to family. Sometimes we have our own family traditions. So nothing related to diyas. Only just remember 2-3 things on Diwali which are very important is that always place goddess Lakshmi. Like people usually have that confusion. So always place goddess Lakshmi on the right hand side of the Ganesha. And then you can keep just one diya in front of them. That's okay. Because, the left side is for the wife. So always, place goddess Lakshmi on the right side of Lord Ganesha. And then just put one diya of cow's ghee or desi ghee. And then otherwise, it's up to you how many count of diyas you want to do. That's up to you.
Sure, Deepika ji. On this special Diwali episode, we discussed a lot, like how to perform puja and what should be avoided during the Diwali festival. And it's really something important to all of us to know. Especially your story is really interesting, which personally I don't know about that story. And thanks a lot, Deepika ji. We are wishing a very happy Diwali from Sakshi and from Sakshi viewers, Deepika ji.
Thank you so much, Preeti ji. And I also wish all the Sakshi viewers, and I request you, don't give as a gift the God's idol. Give something which distributes knowledge, which spread knowledge. And if you want to really give something good to the people, you can give, silver pens or silver diary. But just spread love, just spread humanity, just spread, that unconditional love and purity among people, which is more needed in today's time. Thank you so much.
Sure, Deepika ji. Wish you a happy Diwali in advance. Once again, signing off, Preeti from Sakshi TV.